Hi everybody! In this screencast I'll show you how you can easily keep account balances up to date in Hot Accounts. But first I will demonstrate how to define and use your own budget items instead of those that are standard provided. Next I will show you how to import bank statements. Any table-like information from your bank can be used. We'll also define a few manual transactions, and finally we will have a look at the My Accounts and Budget Overview screens, as these provide an answer on these two important personal finance questions. So we'll start the program now and use the same database as last time, but just provide the password and press OK. Here we have the My Account screen, that's the accounts that we defined last time, and the balance as we initialized it. So the first thing, I will define now a new budget item, and I go to the Budget Portfolio Items menu item. Here you see an overview of these actually default budget items. You can also have a sub-selection here. This is the budget items for income or for expenses. Now I'm going to define a new budget item for expenses, namely housing. And it's very easy. Press insert, and here it will be shown. I will use it in the import that I'm going to do now. Now this is the file that I got from my bank. It's a file that actually is a CSV file, but I opened it with Excel. It's a file that is, the format is being used by nearly all banks in Belgium. And you see we have a value date or a date field, an amount, also a reference, counterparty name, and a counterparty account number. Now your file might be completely different. The important is that you have at least a date and an amount field to do the import. If you have a counterparty name field, you can do already some additional functions. And also, if you have an account number, you have still another additional function, as I will show in a moment. So the first thing what I will do is select this area here and press Ctrl C, or you might also use the right mouse click and press select copy, and this will copy the information into the clipboard, and we will use that. And in the program we go to the import transaction screen, and the first thing is we activate the paste button by selecting an account first and also the full budget item. I will select this one here, and the second point is you have to say which columns have to be used, and also a few options, actually one at least. You see value date is in column 1, is okay, amount in column 4. We will use the reference or payment reference in remark field is 9, and then the counterparty name in 8 and account number in 7. Counterparty name here in 8, and actually it says IBAN. Let's put here 7. If we provide a counterparty account number, we also have to check this checkbox here, how to create counterparty. Now it says here IBAN, International Bank Account Number. Actually it's not needed that this account number is International Bank Account Number. It can be any number, any bank account number that is unique. But if it is in IBAN format, we can also check this here, and the program can derive from the IBAN the BIC or bank identification code. So I press now paste here. The program has analyzed the information from the clipboard and put it either in the rejected transactions work file or in the ready for import work file. You see here the titles are rejected, and the other information here is put here. You see the account that is being used is in this case the CA, cash account or current account, the date, amount. The currency is taken from the CA here. Then we have the counterparty name, And okay, perhaps larger here. The remark, also the counterparty IBAN or account number, and you see program has derived from the IBAN the BIC or bank identification code. We can already do the import now, but in that case the program will use this here as a budget item for all the transactions. And I know that, for instance, this one here is my employer, so I know this is my wage. So what I will do first is I will select or set this option. We will set, and this is a setup that we have to do only the first time or only if there are new relations to be made. We are going to define relation between budget item and counterparty name actually. And then here, for instance, I know, so this is my wage, so I know there is a budget item wages. If I click now here, see the program has now connected wages to this counterparty name. I know there's also fitness here. I will do this here, and also this one is also fitness. And this is rent. I have defined housing, so I will use this one to make a link. Colruyt is a food chain, so I will link this here. Telenet is a cable provider, and this is gas, electricity, so in general utilities. So what have we now? So all the transactions now have been connected to a certain budget item, and you can also see them here, all the relations that we have created. So this is permanent. So the next time that you use this name, it will automatically generate this budget item. So okay, now we can already do our import. Press import, and okay, as we have checked here how to create counterparty, the program has seen that there are new counterparties, so we accept here the new counterparties, and then it continues with the generation. So we can go to the transactions now to see the generated transactions, but first we, because this is a bit work, we can just save these settings here, save here, so the next time that we come in this screen we will see something like this here, something like that. Now you can just do restore, and you only have to select the account, and you see you can already do the same paste again. Now okay, let's go to the transaction screen. They are generated, but we have to reset the starting date of the overview to the 1st of September here in this case. And here we get the transactions. Now let's have a look. Here you see the budget item is okay, housing, and also see the counterparty is also generated here. What I'm going to do now is also define a few manual transactions. I went to the ATM machine and I took €100 and put it into my wallet. So I will do that transaction manually. So it's from my cash account. It was on today. I took €100, and okay, this is important now for such a transaction. It's when you take money from your sum account and put it in another of your own accounts. This is not an expense, but is a transfer between own accounts, and this we use the transfer between own accounts budget item for that. Now actually such a transfer are actually two transactions, but it is possible to do it in one step. So here, cash account today minus 100, the budget item, and the target is the wallet. So I will press insert, and you see here indeed two transactions are being generated. And then still another one. I went to the shop and bought a pair of shoes, and I paid with my wallet. Also today, it was €75. Shoes. There is a budget item with shoes here, and okay. So you see, it's very easy also to do manual transactions. There's one point coming back on the import transactions. You might wonder what would happen if we redo the same operation as we did, and we do again our pay. So restore. And what do we get? Here you see that if we do the import twice, you get a rejection because the program detects duplicate transactions. The only way to get it here is to check this duplicate here and then do the paste, and then you get the warning, of course, here that you have duplicate transaction detected. So you will be warned that the transaction will be duplicated. Okay, now I go to the My Account screen, and of course the account balances have changed, and as the account balances are now up to date, we see actually a current view on our assets and liabilities. So this is actually our current financial situation. So the total, we have the total here, also cash. You might request an overview per subtype here also. And now let's have a look at the important budget overview screen. This screen shows for income, expenses, transfers, in general budget types, by default in the current month, the amounts, and you can also have select another period here, for instance, month minus 1. So you see our initializations of last time, but I come back to month. So you see here this indicates which are the current settings, and if we click on this line, you get details, transactions. You also can select an overview at budget item level, and here this gives the total of all your amounts. So if this is positive, you you're living within your means, at least in the period and up to now. So let me summarize. To quickly start working with hot accounts, first install the software, define a new hot accounts database, create your accounts and set the initial balance at the chosen start date. Then keep these balances up to date, if possible using the import function or otherwise using manual transactions. With the accounts balances up to date, the My Accounts and Budget Overview screens provide you an overview of your current financial situation. You can also see if you live within your means and easily review your spending behavior. Now, these steps form the basic usage of hot accounts. For most people, this is probably already sufficient, but the program allows you to go further and provide functions such as budgeting and portfolio management, and it's all 100% free. I am Edward Kosatka. Thank you for your attention.